Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So as the video states, I have footage of a serious Tundra problem on my truck. Now we have talked about this before, but before I show you that footage, I want to tell you, I did take my truck into the dealership. I dropped it off, believe it was Tuesday afternoon, and I picked it up yesterday. I want to go over what they tell me, or what they told me, and wrote down this piece of paper. I've got a piece of paper that come from Johnson City Toyota. I'm going to tell you what they stated. I'm going to tell you kind of what I said, and then I'm going to show you actual footage of what happened to me this morning. I also sent this to Toyota, so they have seen it as well. We'll get into that here in just a second. So here's what happened. They said, customer states right front parking sensor will set off for no reason. Now, I did a video on that. I told y'all I was having a problem with the parking sensor. And what they stated was parking inner fender cover is missing to prevent wheel rub. Sensor is exposed and may malfunction. Now, when they told me this, I said, yes, my front inner fender is missing. Because when I bought this truck, it was already lifted. It already had the 35-inch tires on it with the 20-inch wheels, and Toyota did the lift themselves and the tires and wheels and everything, and they removed my front inner fenders to prevent that wheel rub. And I told them that. I said, yes, it was removed by you. And she didn't have a whole lot to say about that when she realized that the service manager, it was his truck and everything, and they had done that lift. I guess there wasn't much you can say about that because you did it. But they did not replace the parking sensor. They told me that sometimes under heavy rains that those parking sensors can mess up, and there's really nothing they can do about it. So that's what they told me. But what they wrote down here is they blamed it on my inner fender missing, my front inner fender, which they did. Next, it says customer states headlights will go off when left turn signal comes on. Happened 3 times in 1 year, caused by, and it just says caused by, and it doesn't say anything else after that other than they wrote this note. Verified all lights are working at this time. That's it. They did not replace the switch. They didn't replace the stalk. They didn't replace anything. Now I had got promised a detailed job by the service manager, because I did a review of their dealership when I had an oil change one time, and he said since I did that he would detail my truck, and they did that. They did a good job. My truck is spotless. Took them a while because this truck was filthy. I picked a very good time to cash that promise in because this truck was horrible. But they did a great job detailing it. Looks just like it did when I picked it up the day I bought it. But they did not replace anything. And what they told me was very interesting. They said they could not replace the stalk where the light switch is, because if they replace that and they send it back into Toyota, I guess they have to send those parts back that they warranty, and they test it and it comes back to be okay, then they actually take the price of the stalk out of the technician's pay that installed it, because he's supposed to replicate the problem that you have with your vehicle before he fixes it. So if he can't replicate that, such as my sensor or my lights, then, and he replaces one of the two and they deem it good, they actually take that money out of his pocket, according to the lady I spoke to in the service department at Johnson City Toyota. Fast forward till this morning. First time I drove the truck at night, got up, had to be at work at like 3:30 this morning. It was stupid early, how early I had to be there. Got up, went into work. The first time I turned on my turn signals, which I was turning right this time, not left, headlights went out. Went out, blank. Smacked my stalk of my my light switch, because usually when I smack it and it goes back in to, cut off the turn signal, they come back on. It did not come back on. So what I do, that early in the morning, there's not a lot of traffic behind me. So I stopped right in the middle of the road, got my cell phone out, and started recording. So I recorded this, no headlights. Now there is some light on, and that is my running daylights. Those do not go out when this happens. It is only the headlights that go out. So you will see a little bit of light when I show you this footage here at the end, but you will notice a huge difference between the running daylights and when the headlights come on, because I make a turn, I'm driving down through there, no headlights. When I reach up and I flip the headlights from auto into constant on, my headlights come back on. Like I said before, I can run them in constant, no problem. I've never had any issues with that. It's only when it's in auto mode. And luckily I was thinking clear enough at 3:15 this morning to actually, you know, pull my phone out and record this. Now I do want to say, when you watch this video, it actually has me doing some talking or commentary in it, and I'm mainly talking to the dealership because I knew they would want me to send this to them. So if something sounds weird or out of place or doesn't sound like I'm talking to you guys, just know that it is me talking mainly to the dealership, because I knew they'd want me to send it. And I was right. They did want me to send it to them. I did send that to them. They told me to bring this truck in next Monday, and they would fix it. Now, I will update you guys if they actually do anything to the truck this time. They do have video footage. They have everything they need to prove it does happen to this truck, and it did happen to this truck. This is the 4th time that's happened now. So they have everything they need, but we'll see if they fix it. I was not happy with what they did this time and didn't replace it. And as soon as I drove the truck the first time, you know, happened immediately again. And it's ironic because it's only happened 3 times in the past year and a half I've owned the truck, and it happened the first time I drove it after I was at the dealership. So now I'm going to show you all the footage of what I got. It isn't a lot of footage. It might be 30, 40 seconds. I don't know, but it's like 30, 40 seconds of footage. Like I said, I'm doing some talking in it. So if it sounds weird, like I'm not talking to you, it's because I'm mainly, doing that commentary for the Toyota dealership, like I said before. So we're going to break to that now, and I'll see you back here in a minute. My headlights just went off. I mean, this is the first time I've drove my truck with my lights, and it just went off. I turned my blinker on, nothing. They don't come back on. This is actually me turning right instead of left. Now when I flip it on constant mode, look, my headlights came back on. That right there proves there's something wrong with my truck, and I just got it on camera. So it happened as soon as I got it back from the dealership, and they didn't do it, you know, y'all didn't do anything to it, but I wanted to show you it just happened. It's crazy that it happened as soon as I got it back the very first time I drove it, but there's proof. In case y'all were wondering what the lights were out there, when that happens, the running daylights on this truck do not go off. So you still have running daylights, you can still see a little bit, but y'all can notice in the video that as soon as I turned on the headlights, it got a lot brighter. That's crazy that it happened as soon as I got the truck back. First time I drove it, first time I turned on the turn signal, lights went out. It's amazing. They couldn't duplicate it, but I did the first time I got the truck back. Okay, so there you have it. You've seen the video, you've seen the proof and the footage, and you've seen what can happen. Now, like I said before, if this happens to you, just drop it back down into constant mode or manual mode, and the lights will come back on just like they did for me. But I did want to show you this footage. I wanted y'all to see it and just show you what happens. I kind of feel like Toyota was calling me a liar by this, by saying that I stated this stuff. It says he stated this, and we couldn't duplicate it, so we're not fixing it. Now, to me, if somebody comes into my dealership and their headlights are cutting off, that's a pretty big safety risk. And especially for somebody that is kind of used to filming stuff and might get that on film, that's a pretty big safety risk. I've been running my lights in the manual mode, and the only reason I did it for this, I just wanted to see if it would do it again. You know, I just wanted to see if it'd do it, and lo and behold, it did. So tell me what y'all think in the video. Tell me if you've experienced this. I've seen this online. The thing else that got me was when I went into the dealership, the lady told me, well, when I walked in, she greeted me, and I said, my headlights are flickering, and she said, it's when you turn on your turn signal, ain't it? And I said, yes. Did I talk to you on the phone? And she said, no, I've worked here like 12 years and it's when you turn on your turn signal. So they knew what caused that and they still didn't fix my truck. And this isn't a huge problem because I can always run it in manual mode. But if you're not prepared for this or you don't know what could happen, there could be some pretty big accidents involved in this when you're pitch black and your headlights go out. Now there again, you do still have running daylights, but that's still a big risk factor. I can't tell if my tail lights go out too, but if my headlights go out, there's probably a high possibility that my tail lights do also, because my fog lights also go out as well. So I'm assuming it is all lights except for the running daylights. So tell me what you think in the comments. Should Toyota fix this truck when I first had it in there? Because now I'm going to be inconvenienced to have to take it back up there again and drop it off. I did ask for a loaner car this time and they still told me no, because they only give loaner cars to jobs that take over 8 hours, and this is going to take about 30 minutes. So it's a simple fix. Why didn't they just do it? I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends about this video if they own a Tundra, just to keep them safe. We'll see you next time.